want people to be. That it's strange, so strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Yeah. Must be the season of the witch. When I look over my shoulder, what do you think I see? Some other cat looking over his shoulder at me. And he's strange, sure is strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch, yeah. Beatniks out to make it rich. Oh no, must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch, yeah. Must be the season of the witch. You got to pick up every stitch. The rabbit's running in the ditch. Beatniks out to make it rich. Oh no, must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Where'd I go? When I look out my window, what do you think I see? And when I look in my window, so many different people to be. It's strange, sure is strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. The rabbit's running in the ditch. Oh no, must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch, yeah. Must be the season of the witch. Where'd I go? Where'd I go?
Hey, okay, let me make sure that, okay. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I'm so sorry that I'm kind of looking tired and my makeup is not looking amazing. Hello.
Hey, Rick! One!
Damn. All right, y'all. I wanted to come and speak real quick about um I'm just about to sage my house out And I wanted to come and speak really quickly about um, lower level, lower vibrational, very jealous, very redundant people uh, playing around with magic, playing around with it, dabbling, um, and, basically wasting Earth's resources. Do you know how many resources it takes with, think about all the resources that it takes to practice witchcraft? The paper that comes from the trees, the wax, the candle wax, the resource of the wax, the wick, the glass, the herbs, the oils that have to be produced by the earth. Olive oil comes from the olive plant. Um, and you have people out here that get overzealous and they don't think before they make moves towards people. And so what they end up doing is they end up trying to do spells of magic that are unnecessary, um, that are silly, some kind of silly emotional thing that makes no sense. And I'm sorry, that's not what being a witch is about. It's not. Being a witch is about being smart. Okay? That's just all it is to it. This is how I built my company. If I were out there doing petty things, I wouldn't have been able to build my company. Y'all check out this candle. This thing is going through it. Becoming obsessed with other witches, doing spells of magic that can be reversed within a couple of minutes, conjuring up these spirits, calling to demons when they have lower level perspectives. Okay, something petty. A lot of these spirits and demons, what they will do, and deities will punish the spiritualist for calling to them for things that are not relevant to you. Okay? You don't have the right to get revenge on a person when they haven't done anything to you. I send all negative spirits and bad energies back to the senders. Call to my ancestors to run them up out of here. Bring blessings and protection from them ever entering again. So mote it be. Oh shit, why are you always underneath my feet, kitty? Well, it's kind of ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why do they do that? Like, I think that Mother Earth hates that. You know, y'all know the saying, "Waste not, want not," and they'll take all of these resources and be doing work just because. What are you practicing? You supposed to, what are you just trying to get your feet wet? That you ain't supposed to do that. I I don't understand why they do it. I really don't. Probably because they need to learn lessons. I remember when I started practicing 20 years ago. Okay, when I first started practicing the craft, because having spiritual gifts is not the same as practicing witchcraft. And so I wasn't trying to get revenge on anybody, but there were still lessons to learn. And, when you're doing things that you have no business doing, this is the reason why you end up with the negative karma. This is the reason why when you are practicing the craft and you're doing certain things to certain people, this is the reason why these people end up with real problems in their life. And you end up starting over. You end up having to start completely over. And this was not the right time. Even if you are practicing in your 20s, this was not the time for all of that. I know a lot of witches that are in their 20s. They have full-blown businesses. They are making a consistent and stable income as a witch and a tarot reader, and they're taking care of their families, or either they're helping taking care of their families. They're either single or married. And for people to just be so irresponsible, and at the end of the day, when you learn a lesson, because the deities are the ones that are teaching you the lesson. At the end of the day, when you get taught that lesson, a very, very harsh lesson, because you wanted to play games with the craft, and then when it doesn't work out for you, all of a sudden witchcraft is evil. Oh, that stuff is evil. Oh, she's evil. High Priestess Jamila is evil. Then your deities are really gonna attack you. Though, like, people be calling to these deities and demons. Demons will do that to you too. Because they have a certain code that they have to go by. And you doing all this crazy mess. Hit that thumbs up. We got 6 in the chat. We gonna and my live views are about to go back up too. Just to let y'all know that. I should have way more folks up in here. Okay. For example, let's talk about the witches that try to ruin the business of other witches. Okay, let's say that you were actually able to block money from that witch, which that's all you see it as. But what you're not understanding is that the people that us witches are meant to help, they need our help. So if you block a client in any way from another witch that was meant to be helped by that witch, now you're taking on the karma of the person that you blocked from getting help from that witch. Their ancestors are going to attack you. I don't understand why these people don't understand that it's not called a rule for no reason. It's called common sense. It's called practical knowledge of witchcraft. Like, that's what you should, what the hell? That's what you should be focused on. You should be focused on being smart. Nobody, male or female, should be trying to stop a witch. Why would you do that? Male or female, what would be your purpose of doing that? Your purpose of doing that would be none. It would be no purpose, and you're going to learn a lot of lessons. You're going to have a lot of harsh realities that you're going to have to face. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. It is not your place to be doing that. It's not. And whenever you're trying to manipulate a situation, you are practicing you're basically, even if you're not lighting candles, even if you're not doing rituals, even when you're not calling to deities, you're still trying to manifest an intent. And so why would you do that? So it's quite stupid to do that. You know what I'm saying? And they just don't stop. I personally think that a lot of them are on a suicide mission. They wake up every day wondering, why am I even still here? Because they don't feel that they have a purpose. Hey, Ziana. Good morning. I think it's ridiculous. Somebody give you some advice and tell you advice that has been proven to be accurate, and they give you accurate advice, and then you go and you just gonna do what you want to do, just because that's what you want to do. That's why it's not good to do that. And so as a witch, you're not supposed to be out here trying to cause mayhem and chaos. You supposed to be trying to improve your life. You supposed to be trying to better yourself. Instead of themselves, what ends up happening is that they fall into the arms of self-sacrifice. That's exactly what they do. You stop their life while you figure this out. And then they get mad because their spells are not working. They get mad because they can't get their way. Like children, like little children throwing a temper tantrum. It doesn't make any sense, y'all. It doesn't. I'm gonna take my cauldron downstairs. It just doesn't make any sense. So all of y'all seasoned witches, you got to make sure that you sage the house out, because these little baby twitches, they don't even know what they doing. And then some of them is on drugs trying to practice. You definitely ain't supposed to be doing that. On drugs trying to practice witchcraft. You ain't supposed to be doing that. That'll mess you up. That'll mess you up even more. On dope and drugs and stuff. That's another thing. And I just think it's stupid. I think that you shouldn't play around with stuff like that, and then you're trying to cause problems in people's lives, and then you become obsessed. Trust me. Their karma is going to be a very, very harsh lesson, and they're going to be asking themselves, why didn't I use the craft for what it was for? Why didn't I use it for that? Why did I sit up here and get stuck on something that I shouldn't have gotten stuck on? Why did I do that to myself? And then they want to come and threaten your life. They want to threaten bodily harm to you, to other people. They want to fight somebody now because they didn't understand how to not do stupid stuff. It just, to me, it's ridiculous. And I feel that a lot of the deities are regulating the situation. See, listen, I feel like this, you can do whatever you want within the scope of witchcraft, as long as you're not trying to, the obvious. Just don't try to do the obvious. Don't find yourself on these stupid Mission Impossibles. They've been watching the movie Mission Impossible too much. You're trying to do something impossible during that time. You should have been focused. I mean, I know that the whole weekend I had to focus. It was yesterday. I had to focus on some important stuff yesterday. I got a lot done. And I just, you can't feel sorry for them, because the spirits don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them. And the fact that they done spent all, they done wasted all these resources on something It wasn't your place to do that. It wasn't your place to do the stuff that you're doing. Even if a client contacts me and says, I want you to do that or this, and that, I have to have permission from my spirits to do it because you just never know. And how they ended up, yeah, I swear. It's so remedial. It's remedial. And for some reason they thought that they was holding me back. I'm like, you ain't did nothing. It makes no sense to me, guys. It doesn't. So when their magic doesn't work, then they go to bribery. Oh God. Y'all, I can't. I can't. I can't handle it. And some of them are lesbians. I know a couple of lesbian witches, and they're very respectful. They come to me to get cleanses from time to time, and they're lesbian. And, they would never dream of doing something like that. So it makes the witches that are it makes LGBTQ witches look bad because many of them became obsessed with me. Go figure. Go figure. I think I got like 3 or 4 of them that are super duper obsessed with me sexually. And they're always trying to justify it. You know what I'm saying? And you make witches that are LGBTQ look bad. You do. You make them look horrible. And any, like, you can't force somebody to be gay with you. That's another thing. You gonna force somebody to be gay? I don't care how many candles you light, how many destruction spells you do, how many breakup spells you do, how many heart chakra spells that you do. You are never going to make a person gay with witchcraft. You're not. Even if you got that person to get in a sexual situation with you, it doesn't mean that they're going to suddenly turn gay. I mean, gay people have even said they were born that way. They were born gay. And when you think about LGBTQ, okay, we're talking about Venus here. Look, I got her above my fireplace. I got Venus above the fireplace right there. Y'all see her? You can't see her from there. Hold on. There go Venus right there. When you think about Venus, there she is right there. You probably can't barely see her. See her? There's Venus above my fireplace. When you think about Venus, and when you think about Venus and the influence that Venus does have over the LGBTQ community and why she has that influence, and thank God for her because everybody deserves to be loved. But when you think about what she thinks of that, so then that's when Venus can become quite toxic to you. Love can become quite toxic. Okay, when you think about her influence. And so what they do is that, and like I said, Venus supports LGBTQ relationships. She does. But you can't, like what she's saying to me is that you cannot force somebody to change their sexuality or to change who they are. You can't do that. That's just like you can't force somebody that identifies as being gay. If somebody is identifying as being gay and they are 30, 40, and 50 plus years old, Venus is not going to allow you to force that person to be something else. If somebody identifies themselves as being heterosexual, Venus is going to support that. And she's the main deity that is stomping these people out. I got a female right now that's trying to interfere with my love life because I was being nice to her. And she wants validation. She wants to validate why she's been stalking me for 6 years, but she'll never be able to validate it. You'll never be able to validate that. You'll never be able to justify you stalking me for 6 years, except the only explanation is that you can't control your spirit. You can't control yourself, which is not good. It's a consistent obsession. And the destruction that she tries to create in my life has only affected her. And nobody around her is brave enough to tell her that. I'm sorry, correction. Nobody around her cares enough to tell her that because they just using her. You know what I'm saying? And she totally has. If you got power, you got power, but people know you got power. But she totally has delusions of grandeur. Whenever you think you're going to turn somebody gay, you're having a delusion of grandeur. That's just all it is to it. And literally has no power over anything. I think it's ridiculous. And this person has set up here. This is one person. I had two other women do that to me. One of them wasn't necessarily LGBTQ, but I think that it was all about, I want revenge against you. Well, you're still not in control over yourself. You have children. You need to worry about your children and make sure that they straight and keep a stable home for them. Whenever you call yourself being a witch and you put the stability of your home and your family, you put chasing somebody around the internet with no care for how you look while you doing it, then you're not making the right decision. Then there's one that doesn't have children, but she has poor health, poor mental and physical health. What makes you think that this is good for your mental and physical health? I think that people don't think about the decisions that they make. Every decision that I make as a witch, I do it to make sure that my home is stable, to make sure that I'm stable, to make sure that I keep food in the refrigerator, to make sure my bills are paid. I don't ever make any decision based upon BS. That's that. And Mother Earth is looking at you like, are you really gonna waste that herb on that? Are you really gonna, girl, bye? I'm gonna make this blow up in your face every time. I'm gonna make it blow. That's exact. I swear to Goddess, because Hecate, she's connected to Mother Earth, in my opinion, even though they're two different deities. You don't sit and waste Earth's resources trying to do things like that. You got to stop that. Because somebody is always watching you. And this is not for the people that are being stalked or gang stalked, because I understand that's a very real thing. Remote viewing, harassment, spiritual harassment. But these people, they will obviously have literally a spirit or a deity following them around making sure that everything backfires, and it consistently backfires. But yet I guess the lowered aspect of themselves tells them, I'm going to keep going. I'm never going to give up. No, that's something that you definitely need to give up on. And if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine, but you probably need to listen to me. You need to listen. They had casted a spell uh, to make my views go down on my channel, y'all. And my spirits just now felt the need to handle that and take care of that situation, you know. And but that's even with that, you know what I'm saying? Like when so they were trying to make me be at the level that they were at, and this is what destroyed them. They're complaining and complaining. They're too embarrassed to drop their links to their Etsy shops and stuff because their Etsy shops don't, because on Etsy you can't hide your sales. You can't hide that. So, while they're doing all of this, they're too embarrassed to even drop the link. I mean, a thousand views and you have nothing to show for it. What good does that do? You don't have anything to show for that. None whatsoever. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. These people do not represent me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And one of them was literally trying to fake it until she made it, and it was obvious that she was fake. That's why I took down all the videos with her on my channel. I took those videos down because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to I'm not gonna do this. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, you guys. I really don't. I don't know why people do stupid stuff. And it's like you're given the motions of being a witch. You're doing work at the full moon and the new moon. You're doing textbook witchery, but can't you see that it just consistently backfires on you? Anytime you sitting here getting ready to cut your own throat, you can't see that the things that you have been doing is backfiring on you. And when you think about it, remember when you couldn't even go and find toilet paper? Do y'all remember when it was a time when you could not find toilet paper on the shelves? That was a sign to like they didn't understand the sign. They apparently didn't get the footnote or something. You're gonna consistently waste Earth's resources. You realize that there are empty shelves at the grocery store, and they just walk around, their eyeballs are spinning around in their heads. This is why there are some people that should never touch witchcraft. I can call it down to the people that have had bad. I had this one witch. She did the same exorcism incantation that I do on people. The only thing is that she actually put some spirits on me, so I had to re-exorcise. I had to do another exorcism on myself. Anytime you are doing an exorcism incantation on somebody and you're literally making their situation worse, that means that here's what happens. They go out there, they dabble, they get a bad spirit on them. They don't know how to remove it. They don't even have the resources to remove it. There should be, look, if you are a witch, let me give y'all some sound advice right now. But I wouldn't suggest doing this anyway. Quit dabbling and meddling in people's business like that. If you are a witch, should you be doing black magic with no bathtub? No, you shouldn't. And some of these witches, even the ones that do have a bathtub, but especially if you ain't got nothing but a stand-up shower, you shouldn't be doing that. You can't even work those spirits off of you. And they need proper guidance. The problem is that their guidance comes from somebody that is not making the right decisions themselves. A lot of them are being guided by bad gurus who want to run them into a wall. Instead of them being smart about it and saying, you know what, I ain't gonna never, they want to take a person out. And again, they were trying to do death magic. But what the hell, mate? Y'all, they was trying to do death magic spells yesterday. Why do they do death magic spells? Spirits is asking them, why do they? You don't have the power to do a death magic spell ever. You don't. You're never going to be allowed that kind of power ever. Ever. Not in this lifetime or any other lifetime after that. You're just not going to be given the power to do that ever. So they were trying to do death magic on me yesterday, and all it did was made me sleep. It helped me sleep. Anytime your death magic heals my insomnia, I literally went to sleep and slept good. I slept like a baby and woke up feeling refreshed. I was like, wow. Y'all. And they really were throwing death magic. I just stop wasting Earth's resources. Stop wasting your time. Time is a very valuable resource as well. All of this time and energy and effort, put into trying to do harm to somebody, and that's why spirit keeps moving these backfiring spells on y'all. That's why spirit keeps and let's face it, the problems that they have, they're sending them to people, but you sending them to people that figured out how to solve their issues and resolve them. Your issues are your issues to deal with, no one else's. You got to learn how to transmute that yourself. You can't just project your shit onto other people. And it's very difficult, speaking the truth to them. But see, this is the reason why, and if you notice, none of their channels are ever about witchcraft. They're never even talking about it. Real witches talk about witchcraft. They talk about the craft in a way that other witches can understand it. They talk about spirits, and they talk about and they're excited about it. These people, they're con or they're scam artists. They just try to use it as a way of a means of a hustle, and that can be even more dangerous. You don't go and try to use witchcraft as a hustle. The ones on here that are witches, they are serious about it. So think about how you're literally like a fragile baby in a corner that can be broken at any moment. And that anger, they need to try to transmute all of that anger into something good for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And they don't understand deities. They don't understand the worship of deities. They wouldn't even know how. They drop in deity names. They ain't spent 5 minutes meditating with that deity to even receive the benefit from that deity. Why would you go and practice witchcraft when there's absolutely no benefit to you at all? And then those are the ones that will go and say, oh, I'm not messing around with that witchcraft. That stuff is evil. Those are the ones that will say that because they didn't truly connect to it. They didn't. They didn't truly connect to, that deity or that energy that they were working with. They don't even know nothing about it. They just, lighting candles and what good is it doing you lighting candles and then you bribing people? I lit a candle, but I'm gonna go ahead and send you this. They actually told me that I was doing work for people and then paying people to give me good reviews. Make it make sense to me. Like, nobody could possibly be that stupid. And they consistently are running to people that I know and running up on trying to run up on my children. And those are already very powerful witches. I mean, that my all my kids broke me down at a young age. Like these are highly developed individuals. My kids are 10 times better at their age than I was at their age. I don't get it. And you try to talk some kind of reason to them, but the reason why they don't understand it, and then they'll get some kind of notion that your passion means that you're pressed, but no, people are trying to be patient with you. I'm trying to be patient with you. You know what I'm saying? And it just it's ridiculous, and I don't believe. I mean, there's a couple of witches on here that I absolutely adore. I watch them all the time. They are authentic witches. Hey, SC, they are authentic and they're white, black. Some of them are Palestinian. There's a couple of Arabic witches that I watch on here. Um, and that's because they're talking about something that I'm interested in. All that other stuff is stuff that really people are not interested in, but they are blessed and lucky enough to even have someone like me to acknowledge them. I think it's ridiculous. And I think that I'm gonna tell you this. This is not the best. This ain't what they want. It's not what they want. They don't want to keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any experienced witches doing work on me. All of them are beginner and intermediate. The ones that try to throw stuff at me are beginner to intermediate. They're novices. They're not advanced at all. Okay. Even if they went to pay somebody advanced to do work on me, it's nothing. Like, and I think that a lot of them need to get out of that mindset to where I'm gonna destroy you. You're not gonna do nothing but destroy yourself every single time. And they know I'm telling the truth because of how they're feeling right now. And even things that are supposed to give them satisfaction and gratification doesn't give that to them. They're not they're not even satisfied with some of the problems that they have caused. They still have tranquil spirits in them. So that's why they go through it over and over and over and over and over and over again, throwing away their money, wasting their money over and over and over again, because it's almost like an insatiable appetite for something that makes no difference. It's not going to ever satisfy them. And they continuously do this, and it looks, to me, it looks, and it's, I'm sorry, it's beneath me. It's time for it's really seriously, it is beneath me. It is beneath anybody. Not just me, but that's I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk to you about it. I don't even want to discuss it. For what? I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You know, I use these brown paper bags right here. You know how many trees had to give their life for this brown paper bag to write a petition? And they're writing out petitions and wasting Earth's resources on something that is not going to bear fruit and something that is not really a reality. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and it's just it's sad. And I can promise you that by the summer they are gonna learn the lesson. By this summer, and it ain't nothing that they can do to get out of it. They're gonna have to learn the lesson. Hold on, y'all, because this damn thing is getting on my nerve. Hold on. Keeps popping up. They're gonna have to learn the lesson. And it's nothing they can do about it. It's not, you don't take it for granted. Lighting a 7-day candle or even a chime candle on some BS. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. This is getting on my nerve. Lighting a 7-day candle or either a chime candle on some BS that means nothing to you. And remember, I told y'all that it's very dangerous to do spiritual work and not be paid for it. So you're supposed to be a witch and you're on a plight against another witch that is irrelevant to your life. And you're doing spiritual work that you're not being compensated for. Imagine what you're going to have to deal with. Imagine that. Imagine the hell that you're inviting into your life, the problems that you're inviting into your life because you're not even making any sacrifices for it. So then they'll say, "Oh, well, I'm going to go and bribe somebody," but spirit still is looking at you shaking their head like, "What is wrong with you? Let it go." For medical witchcraft, if anybody's doing medical witchcraft on you, just do the black candle. Just do a black candle vigil. That whole medical witchcraft thing is played out so long ago. I know exactly what you're talking about though. Yeah, just keep a black candle going. There's a lot of them out there doing that. That's why a lot of people are getting, these subconscious illnesses and sicknesses and what's another word for hypochondria and stuff like that. Just light a black candle, it'll be okay. When they do stuff like that, they only mess up themselves. Everything that they do backfires on them. Everything they've been doing, it has backfired already. Oh, let's see. I'm sorry to hear that. Look on the bright side. At least you're building antibodies to it, though. I'm sorry to hear that, SC. Mm-mm-mm. When I think about how precious candles are and candle wax, and the wick and the flame and our resources. And when people run around here and then they'll say, well, I'm just doing this to prove something. What? To prove what? Oh shit. God damn it. That's why that stuff consistently backfires on them. It does. It always does. Good morning, Roberta. You can visit my website, sweetie. Get the 60-minute reading. It's the same as the consultation. Because I haven't changed the price of my consultation. My spring price has changed. So just get a 60-minute reading and that'll be considered a consultation. You can visit my website. The link is below. I was looking at a witch the other day. I'm subscribed to a lot of witches. And she made a very valid point. She was saying magic is real. Why are you sitting it? Because I can imagine that a lot of experienced witches are going through and dealing with the same thing. I don't never put that flame to that wick unless it is relevant to me and unless it's going to be relevant to my clients. You just don't be doing stuff. I'm trying to think of the name of that witch that was doing that work. You just don't do that. It's a waste of resources, especially when it's just something that continue that it's a cycle, it's a perpetual cycle that they just stay on. And please believe that, even when they because that cycle is coming to an end for a lot of us. You see them doing the stuff and you just like, oh my God, I got way too much stuff to get done. I don't have time for this. This has nothing to do with and it's totally irrelevant to my life. It's totally irrelevant to your spiritual journey, you know? So I just and like I said, I don't feel sorry for them depending on how their spirits and their ancestors see fit to deal with them. Because honestly, my spirits would, unless my spirits felt like they were going to do something to cause me harm, they wouldn't touch them. They don't even want to touch these people. And what they'll do is how they say don't speak. You know how Christians say don't call out Jesus's name in vain because you actually really don't have faith in it or you really don't believe in it or you take Jesus as a joke. It's the same thing with any other deity. Because when you call out their name, they'll show up and they'll be calling to these deities or either these demons or these entities and spirits, and the spirit will walk up to them and they'll say, what can I do to help you? And they'll tell them what they want. And you know what? Sometimes that deity will make them think that they got something over. But then it always backfires on them. Every single time. Negativity is negativity, affects different people in different ways. Doesn't mean that you're manifesting, something within someone else's fate. Doesn't mean that. It just and you know what? When it backfires, that deity or that demon will come back to them and say, "See, I told you, like I told you the same thing, the same, um, you got to be careful calling to these spirits and asking them to do stuff for you." And they'll say, "Well, why?" They'll be like, "Well, why are they trying to do that?" And then they'll look at the deities like they own them or something. Like a deity is your slave? Oh God. A deity is your slave. Are you kidding me? So they'll try to act like they own that deity and they going to tell that deity what to do. You have to come to these spirits with respect. You have to come to them with respect. I have a lot of African in my lineage, and I work with Celtic deities or Celtic, however you pronounce it. I work with some of them are Irish Celtic. Some of them, and I come to them respectfully. I don't just go to them and be like, "You gon' do this for me." I said you gon' they gonna look at me like I'm crazy. So that works both ways. What do you? And I definitely ain't gonna go to my goddesses, especially the one that I'm working with for Imbo, which is Brigitte. You think I'm gonna go to her and say, "You owe me something"? She gonna look at me like, "Are you for real? I ain't gonna do nothing for you." Mm-mm-mm. And they always trying to connect with her. And they wouldn't even get 5 seconds of my attention, which I got a bunch of stuff that I need to focus on, which I am focused, but I also feel that, I felt like this needed to be discussed because what my spirits could see, for example, I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. I had some baby witches or silly, let's call them switches, silly witches. I had them throwing some stuff at me to destroy my house, to kill me and get me put out of my house. And my carpet in my bedroom got really, really messed up. Oh God. All they did was, like, literally, they've been doing this for 2 years, trying to have me put out of my home as soon as I moved in here, tried to have me thrown into the streets, overcame all of that. Didn't, never gonna happen. They'll never have the power to do that. Um, all they did was manifested that I got to get the carpet replaced in my bedroom. And not only did my spirits provide me the money to do that, but also I'm about to get brand new furniture for my living room. They provided all of that just simply because I respect Earth's resources. I respect the craft. And then also, I'm handling business. This is not of any benefit to you or your family members. And then when their family members start to become adversely affected by it, you would think that that would give them enough of a hint to stop. And so they end up going through a lot, and it's ridiculous. Yeah. So I got to get the carpet replaced, or either I'm going to keep the hardwood in there, in one bedroom in my house. And that's in my bedroom. They were throwing stuff all at me, at my love life. They was trying to do all kind of stuff. They were actually trying to attack me in my sleep. So the carpet got messed up there, and you can even see symbolisms and symbols, kind of in the carpet. So the carpet's gonna have to be replaced. You know how much it costs to replace a carpet in a bedroom. Like in that one room, my bedroom is not that big. So it's not even an expensive fix. But they spent 10 times more on resources and wasting and throwing away their money so that they could make something happen that didn't happen. And I will tell them, yeah, you got a little bit of power. You made me have to replace the carpet, which, to be honest with you, if they pull that carpet up in that bedroom and I see good hardwood flooring that I can restore, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and rock that hardwood and just because I love hardwood. I When I was looking for houses, I actually was looking for a house with all hardwood floors. I can't stand carpet, y'all. I can't stand carpets. I hate carpets. Carpets are pretty disgusting to me because they hold a lot of dust mites, and I have allergies to dust. I'd rather take the time to polish a hardwood floor. So, when I buy a house, I'm going to have hardwood flooring throughout the whole house. I don't want no carpet at all. Just because my dust allergy is so bad. Like I can't do it. It causes my allergies to be worse and everything. So, you know, um and so when you think about it, it probably wasn't even their little switching, that did that. It probably is my spirits. They don't want that carpet at all in that bedroom. They, you know, um, so I don't understand why people just won't use common sense when you doing stuff and when you dealing with people. And then what's the point in being jealous of somebody and their path? This is my path. What are you jealous of it for? What are you tripping off of? It's not for you. Go find something that's for you. Find something else to do. If you're going to be a witch, find your purpose as a witch. You know, they don't want to take my advice. No, they want to continue to struggle and go through changes and problems and issues. And then they'll actually try to give other people advice. How you gonna give somebody advice when you've been stalking somebody for 6 years and you can't get whatever bad spirit that is on you that refuses to let you let go? You ain't got nothing but demons and I don't want to say the devil, but that's the devil card in the tarot. You've been stalking somebody for 6 years that you can't let go of, and you smart. You gonna give somebody advice? You gonna manifest something for somebody? Not one person is spoken for them. Not one person is spoken for them. And I want y'all to be careful not to get scammed or conned down here because they don't have no real reviews or anything. There's no testimonials at all. I think it's ridiculous. You know? And the truth hurts them. Like their soul is hurting. The truth is hurting them. When I come and I speak to them, it's very good advice that I'm giving. They don't want to take it because they got such bad spirits on them that are going to destroy them. Like if somebody said that's pretty much a no-brainer. And you still don't get it, and then you expect people to doubt my power because I can't make you stop. I don't particularly need for you to stop. I don't care about what you're doing. You need to stop yourself from doing harm to yourself. That's not my responsibility to stop you from doing what you're doing. The only thing that I have to do is make sure that your intent does not touch me or mine. And I'm talking about the real intent. I'm talking about the real intent, which is I'm going to have a temper tantrum for some reason all of a sudden because of their situation. You know, they felt like they was gonna like they're mad at me and my spirits because me and my spirits manifested a house and we getting ready to manifest even more than this, and they're upset about it. Well, maybe that's something that you shouldn't care about. And you can't speak logic to them because, they're a puppet for somebody else. And the person that's misguiding them and leading them has already gobbled up their soul. Like they're nothing but a sacrifice. Just think about it. You spend 6 years of your life focused on someone else, and you don't think that you've sacrificed the last 6 years of your life for nothing when you could have took a better path. You could have took a better path and manifested the things that I did. And then their proof of this is them being homeless with a car. Because they try to discredit me because I don't have a car. Well, there's a lot of people that don't have a car that have houses. Even though I am getting me a car. I am. I'm tired of not having no wheels. I miss driving. I haven't had to. I don't particularly, I don't go nowhere except for to the store and maybe the Hobby Lobby. You know what I'm saying? Maybe down to McDonald's or something, for the most part. But, you have a car but not a house, and you're going to discredit me and say that I'm crap, even though I pay bills every month for an entire house. And I don't share their same logic as far as, I've been avoiding having a car payment, but I'm definitely going to have a car note soon. And, so I don't share their same views and opinions of that. Never will. Some people want to push their views off on you, and you're never going to be allowed to do that. Because once I do get my car, I plan on taking a couple of trips, and I don't want to be broke down on the side of the highway. I want a new car. I don't want, I don't want something, and especially what I was going to come and talk to y'all about. We'll talk about this in a separate live. Many of you guys are in your late 30s. You're going to be in your late 30s or mid 40s buying your first house. But guess what? Um, you got to think about it. The timeline is still the same. If you're renting now and you want to buy a home, you're going to literally go from renting to living in your dream house. Like you're not going to have a starter home and work your way up, even though it's good to get a starter home because you'll build equity within that house. But literally a lot of you late bloomers, if y'all didn't buy a house until you were in your 40s, you going to get the best house. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the Bombay. You're going to get the house that you're going to be in probably the rest of your life. So, a lot of y'all are looking into that because, home ownership, in my opinion, it is better than renting. It's nothing wrong with renting at all. But, a lot of y'all do want to own the land that you live on. And there's nothing wrong with that. And don't give up on that just because you a late bloomer just like me. I'm not going to officially have my first mortgage until I'm in my 40s, and that's fine with me. What difference does it make? It doesn't make a difference to me, you know. and I'll own it within 15 years. So, I'm good with that. It makes more sense to purchase or buy a home. It does. When my mother was alive, she would always tell me to buy a house, but she was trying to get me to buy a house in Missouri, and I don't want to live in Missouri. So that's why I didn't take her house that she passed away in. I didn't take that house because, I don't want to live in Missouri, and I don't feel the need to own property in Missouri, so then that would go to the next of kin. Okay. So, it is what it is. It makes sense. But there was a lot of people that held judgment over that, but it's not your decision. So there's a lot of like you'd be surprised at the people that are trying to force things upon me that are gonna it's futile. You can't force nothing on me. Whatever decision that I make is what I want to make. One of the reasons why I love living in Georgia is because it's just like living in a forest. I love the scenery. And, so when I do purchase my home, it'll be in a heavily wooded lot near a lake, exactly the land that I want to live on. And it's nobody else's decision. People need to quit trying to make decisions for people. You trying to make decisions for other people that is irrelevant to you, then guess what's going to happen? You going to have a negative impact on your own life, because a person's decisions that they make and their power and their will over their own lives is going to be more powerful than your will over them. I don't care who you are. I don't even care if you are that person's parent. People have the right to manifest their own will in life. And a lot of people that are trying to interfere with people's will, they're going to always lose. You don't never try to assert your dominance over someone else like that, not to that capacity. And you can't do it. Okay? You can't. Not when it comes to that, especially if you're somebody that's not necessarily relevant to that person and their decisions don't actually affect you. So, y'all like my braids? Look, y'all, I curled them this time. And I used two different colors in them. And I actually dipped them in hot water. So, I think they're cute. I had put the Senegalese twist in my hair and the color was cute. But I just didn't like the way that it looked. So, I took them out and braided my hair up. Which, it's actually healthier for the hair. It's a protective styling, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, and it's nothing that they're going to be able to do about it, is it? It's not. And a lot of these people, they are practicing either religion, which religion is considered to be witchcraft as well. When you go and you put a Bible verse on somebody, you're practicing witchcraft. Okay? And I'm just completely allergic to hypocrisy. I can't get down. Don't y'all hate hypocrisy? I hate hypocrisy. I be like, oh my God, like please stop. You know what I'm saying? Uh, anyway, that's my little rant. Oh, what happened? Sudden infant death. Oh God, that's horrible. Anyway, I'm a bounce, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go. Peace to y'all. Okay. I'll catch y'all later.